Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about things that we need to check regarding our heart posture when we enter into friendships. Because I know that for women, a lot of the times women have been hurt. Sisterhood is this thing of having each other's backs. We're supposed to have each other's backs. We're supposed to have compassion and be empathetic towards each other and sympathetic and just sit in life together and just wanna feel everything together. But sometimes that does not happen because people that we thought we could trust, we actually could not trust, and they turned out to be backstabbers instead of people who have your back. So I've comprised a list of some behaviors that I think are essential for you to check before you go and befriend someone. Like, check your heart. Where is your heart when you are wanting a friendship with a person? Like, if you see someone as your inspiration, don't go be friends with that person. It's a terrible idea. If you're there's so many things where I feel like the way you view someone, if that person, you can't see that person as your equal and just them as themselves and love them for them, that is your sign that do not want a friendship from this person. Even if you want to, don't act on that desire. Stay far away from that person and let them be, because that's how you end up finding people who are now going to talk smack about people, women who steal other people's husbands. And yeah, we're throwing tomatoes at the husband for even allowing himself to be stolen, but we also have to throw tomatoes to the women who would throw themselves at other people's husbands, so things like that, where it's most of the time when you look at female friendships and it's all this backstabbing thing, I think I've comprised a young list of what leads to that backstabbing and that betrayal and people's names getting ruined. And throughout the video, I'm just going to mention this many things. It's not that many. It's not that much, but it is a number of things. And then I'm also going to share some good friendship behaviors, things that you should do in your friendship that are going to nurture your guys' friendship, things that are going to make your friendship sweet, things that make friendship amazing, like romanticizing your friendship, words of affirmation in a friendship, like loving your friends well. Do you know your friends' love languages, and do you attend to their love languages? Do you love them according to their love languages? Doing all those things, having dates with them, all those things. So in the first half, I'm going to talk about things that make friendship weird friendship behaviors. And then in the second half, I'm going to talk about healthy things for friendships, like boundaries. You need boundaries, and boundaries are simply safe ways to behave. Don't be a weird friend. So yeah, let's get into it. Friendship is such a beautiful thing. Companionship with another woman is such a beautiful thing. Because when you think about it, having friends that are the same sex as you is so comforting, especially as you're growing older, because there's certain things about maybe in high school you can pass and have guy friends, because actually I feel like you need girlfriends even in high school, but you'll have guy friends, whatever. But even if you have one female friend in your life, that is such a healing experience, because this is one person in your life who can relate to how you're changing on so many different levels. Because when you have a lot of guy friends, yes, the companionship is there, you guys are going to laugh, da. But when it comes to talking about your cycles, when it comes to talking about periods, when it comes to talking about makeup, hair, how you don't feel beautiful, when it comes to all those things, sharing insecurities, this is someone who will share those insecurities with you to say, girl, my boobs are starting to sag too. SOS, what do we do? Or I'm gaining weight. Your friend, same. Linda, I'm gaining weight. I don't understand what's happening. This is someone where there's no accountability, just lies. Just lies. Because most of the times, guys will hold you accountable and say, babes, but you said you're going to run, you're not running. Or Tom, you will say, friend, what happens to running? Aha! And you start laughing because you know that I was never going to do that. I was just throwing ideas out there. And it's a beautiful thing. Of course, there are moments where we will hold each other accountable to say, I feel like giving accountability in female friendships is such a weird thing, because it's I trust my friend. I don't need to hold you accountable, because I trust that if you said that you're going to destination A, you're going to get there, because time and time and again, every time you said you want to do something, you always end up doing it. So I don't need to hold your hand and say, friend, unless I can see that I'm demotivated a beaky and I'm the wheel has stopped turning. It's friend, what's happening there? What's going on? But outside of that, female friendships are so beautiful in that we can actually talk rubbish. We can be so ambitious in the friendship and actually not get anything done and laugh at each other to say, oh, what happens when you wake up at 5 o'clock? Because I knew you were never going to do that. You were never going to do that. But I held your hand for support, to let you know that I support you being a big, big, big dreamer. I got your back. But female friendships are beautiful in that sense, where you just have someone to think of stupid things about and say the most random things about, and just someone to relate to, you know, like when you feel like your parents are just taking you on a tornado, like you have another woman to talk to and say, yo, this parent is taking me for a spin, and know that, like, I don't know, even if she hasn't experienced the same thing, just coming from a woman, it's like, oh yes, even when you're going through different like cycles of life, you're gonna be changing. Puberties, hey, we have 65 trillion puberties. So just have a friend who's like, yo friend, I'm gaining weight, and like you guys are like same age group, and it's like, friend Lona, are you gaining weight? Yes. And then just be like, oh my gosh, like I'm growing in my woman body, my woman face is kicking in, because they're gonna understand all those things. Guys are not necessarily gonna understand those things. They're gonna be like, Chumi, but you look the same-ish, like I see you're different, but I don't get it, you know. Whereas a female friend is gonna be like, girl, my female face is also kicking in, like my woman body is starting to kick in, and you guys are gonna rejoice in that like, yes man, we're growing. And with this growing, man, it's so nice to grow, you know. It's such a beautiful thing, and I pray that every single person, whoever comes across this video, may you find that type of friendship, may you find that type of sister who you are going to have a lifelong bond with. So I pray that for every single person watching this, if you don't have that type of friendship, it's coming your way. Just be patient, it's coming your way. And then I want to talk about the other friends, the weird friends, the friends that make friendship weird and make women hate each other, because I don't think women were ever supposed to hate each other. And also just checks for all of us to make sure that we're not weird friends, right? So that's number one. Stay away from people who like you for the things that you have. Even you, don't go be friends with someone because you simply think that this friend is going to give me access to so and so and so places. Do not be friends with someone for beneficial things, because that is not a friendship. That's a network. It's not a friendship. You're just making this person another network. You're looking at them as a means to an end, a means to get something. Companionship is not about a means to get something. Companionship is that we're walking through this life through thick and thin. That's friendship, agape love, that I don't want anything from you, but I will give you a lot. Whether you give me or you don't, I want to give you, you know, but also with wisdom. But we'll come back to that later on. But don't be that friend who don't be someone who now wants to be friends with someone just because of the places that they've been to, because of the access that they have to certain rooms, because that's not your friend. And then when that person does not give you these benefits that you thought were going to come with being their friend, you're going to hate them and paint them out to be the bad guy. This is when our gossiping starts to say, Lorna, I thought she was this, and the third, and she wasn't that. And it's not that she wasn't that. It's just that the things that you thought you were going to get from this friendship, you never got them, because you probably even like misprofiled this person. I was in a situation where people thought that I would get them to that club life, jollof lifestyle where, hey, we're just gonna get niggas and trick them, you know, like, can I say niggas? We're gonna get Negroes and trick them, you know, like we're gonna be out with these dudes and like, now we're into that lifestyle of I want it, I got it, you know, flying city to city because a man paid for it. People thought that I was gonna give them access to that because I take pride in the way that I look. I'm a very well put together girly. Got my handbag, lotion, nails. I don't have my rings today. Rings, watch, but you know, gloss is always shining. I'm just a well-kept girly. I love that. And because of that, how chiki chomi lifestyle is gonna happen because of me. And I am not about that. I am about my Bible. If there's any way I'm going to take you, it's to the church. If there's any man I will refer you to, it is Jesus Christ. And because now I didn't give those girls the lifestyle that they thought they were going to get from me, I was now the bad guy. There were things that came to me and I was like, what? That's what they were thinking all along? Crazy. And I figured out that, oh, these people like me because they wanted us to be friends, not because of the type of person that I am. They were not interested in me. They were interested in the access that came with me. Well, the access they thought they would have that came with me, that came with the type of behaviors that I had. They thought that, oh, because she's well put together, that means all the men come flocking to her, that means if we chill with her, the men are gonna flock to us too. And baby, it doesn't work like that, because even when the men flock to me, yay, I put fly repellents. Hey, we spread them away. No, thank you. No thanks, my babes. I'm good. Now, because of the expectations that they had, I now became the bad guy. The second part of what I said is expectations. Manage your expectations. I think sometimes, a lot of the times, as girlies, we want to be besties with everyone, but we don't actually assess, like, if this person actually wants to be my friend. If someone doesn't want to be your friend, it's okay. That's fine. It hurts for you. Cry. It's painful. Friendship rejection is also painful. It's a real thing. I've had people that I wanted to be friends with, and then came to a realization that, oh, I don't think she want to be friends with me. And it's like, but we move, you know? There's plenty of fish. There's plenty of fish in the sea. There's plenty of friends in the sea, you know? This world is big. There are many people in here, in this world. And so I will find friends, and glory be to God, I have found those friends that I want to be friends with, and they want to be friends with me as well. And that's a beautiful thing. So don't put yourself in situations now where it's a one-sided friendship, because then you know what happens then? You're going to start talking rubbish about the person and saying, this person is such a terrible person. But they're not terrible. You just had uncommunicated expectations of your friendship. You had expectations that this person and you would grow as thick as thieves, but you never paused to stop and observe and see, how does this relationship exist? Like, what is the nature of this relationship? Because sometimes you will think that someone is your bestie. Actually, sometimes you will think that you guys are besties, but they are actually your bestie, and to them you're just another friend, you're just another acquaintance, you know? But I can say my best friend is my best friend because we both have a vulnerability happening. I'm not just going to her and telling her about my life, and then she says, friend, I got you, I'll pray for you, and then leaves it at that. She also tells me intimate details about her life. So there is this common ground of intimacy where I'm not the only one who's being intimate, and then she just, saying good stuff, giving me good advice. But she's also not the only one who's pouring intimate information, and then I just happen to give her good advice. It's a mutual thing where we're both talking to each other about very intimate areas of our life. And it's not always a thing of, because I think sometimes it's like, when we relate, we think that, oh, this person and I can be best friends because we both relate to a certain thingy. But sometimes when I'm relating to you, it's to let you know that, girl, I've been where you are and it does get better. But now, if I don't tell you anything outside of that relating thing, you best believe that we're not besties. So don't also put yourself in a situation where, again, you're going to go tarnish someone's reputation and say this person is such a terrible person, they're a bad friend, simply because you weren't mature with the friendship and you didn't assess the nature of the friendship to understand that this thing is actually one-sided. And how you see that it's one-sided, if you're always pouring out and you're always confiding in this person, but this person never confides in you. This person is always speaking to your situation, giving you advice based on the situation that you're in, and letting you know that if I was in your shoes, this is what I would do, or I've been in your shoes and this is what I have done. Don't mistake that I've been in your shoes and this is what I did as, oh, we are besties and we're going to get close, Unfortunately, maybe as like women, we have to get better at like communicating our expectations in friendships. And also people on the other side, letting them know that, hey, my babes, listen, bestieship, that role is filled. Like, I have a best friend. Should this thing evolve into being best friends, great. But I don't want you to think that I'm the bad guy because now you think that we're going to be best friends. And I can clearly see that, but it's just not going to happen. Because unfortunately, sometimes, yes, you get charmed by people. People are so charming out there. You get caught up in their charm. You get caught up in, just their aura. And it's like this person that you really want to like spend a lot of time with. And you have access to that person. But now, to me, just because you're caught up in their charm doesn't mean that they're also caught up in the same charm and they want the same thing from you. So I think that's just another point of like, just be wise and look out for that before you go and say that, hey, I've been hurt by friends. Assess the nature of the relationship before you go and say, Boosie's a bad friend because I always confided in her and I don't know, she's just a mean person. Like, just think about the fact that, but did she ever confide in me? And sometimes go and ask yourself, am I someone who can be confided to? Like, do I exude energy that says, hey, you can trust me with your deepest, darkest secrets? If you are that person, how do you know that person? There are relationships that you have already out there that are existing where someone does confide in you and you guys do confide into each other very deeply. That's how you know that, okay, I am safe then. But now when it comes to this person, it means that they already have their safe space. That's why there is no need for them to confide in me in this space. One get. Tantun get. And then another weird thing that I think about friendships, never, ever, 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 ever be friends with someone whose life you envy. That's just a weird thing. If you are envious of their life, if you are jealous of their life, let's not even say jealous, because sometimes jealousy can come off like, me jealous. Let me put it nicely. If you look at someone's life and you say, I wish that was my life, don't ever try and be friends with them. Because you will hate that person. You will hate that person because eventually you're going to come to the realization that you were never ever meant to live their life. And you're going to hate them because now you're looking at them and saying, I deserve that life. I deserve what it is that they're living. And you now gonna want to forge a friendship and you guys are now gonna like be friends and whatever. And then when you don't get that lifestyle, you're gonna hate that person and think that it's that person's fault. For you not living the life that you think that you deserve to live, you know? Never ever do that. And also, it's weird to say don't be friends with someone who's envious of your life because you don't know who envies your life. You usually only like realize at the end of it that, ay man, this person actually wanted to be like me. You only ever realize that at the end of it. That's why this is to the people before you go and befriend other people. If you want their life, stay away from them because you will hurt that woman in ways that you never knew you were capable of hurting someone. You don't want that woman to go through that heartbreak of you're letting someone in. That's why women eventually say like, you know, there are some women out there who are like just super closed off and they're like, hey, I'm not really gonna like let people in because the last time I brought a person into my life, I thought that this girlie was like a girl's girl and she wanted the best. And like, you know, I was like, no man, we're gonna grow together and do this friendship thingy. Turns out that person just wanted my whole life. So this is for you guys. If you look at someone's life and you say, I wish I lived that person's life, if for whatever reason you guys end up being in the same space, don't try and be friends with that person because you will experience so much disappointment. Your heart will be so broken, but not only that, you will break the other person's heart because you will expose them to a level of betrayal from their own gender that is so difficult for some people to come back from. There's nothing worse than being betrayed by your own gender. Like, girl, you got titties like me. We both have boobies. We both experience periods. And now, like, you're stabbing me in the back. And the whole point of sisterhood is that we have each other's back. Now look at you here stabbing me in the back. Like, what is that about? Don't do shady things like that. So, yeah, don't ever do... Yo, that's the biggest one. Like, oh my gosh. There's that saying, if you're envious of someone's glory days, you should also envy their down days. If someone is out there living their best life and is so confident and you want that, ask yourself, are you ready to sit in the depression that they had? If they have lost a parent, ask yourself, are you ready to also sit in grieving a parent? If they've got whatever issues, ask yourself, if you want the highlights so much, would you be willing to go through the lowlights that they went through? If not, don't be that person's friend. Like, don't. You don't want their life. You actually don't want their life. You just want good things. Their mood board looks like yours and they reached that mood board first and now you're mad and you think that being friends with that person is going to help you get closer to that mood board. Stay away. Never let men come between you. Never, ever, ever let a man come between you and a friend. A guy is not reason enough for you to not be friends with someone. Also, friends having the same type. That's a bit weird. That's a bit weird. Anyways, but never, ever, ever let another gender come in between you and your friend. Because at the end of the day, women are supposed to have each other's backs. And a man will leave you for himself. He will treat you like dog poo just to impress his friends. And imagine if you let that man treat you like dog poo to impress his friends, and in the process of all of this, you cut off your friends. There's a guy that I actually dated, and he didn't like the friends that I had. That guy's out of my life, but the friends are sure damn still in my life. In fact, one of them, that girl and I, we still talk on a regular. Kumdola, if you're watching this, love you down. Imagine there's a guy out there who didn't want me to be friends with her. Imagine if I chose his side and decided that just because he doesn't like my friends, that means I don't have to like my friends, and I'm not going to be friends with. Baby, there were seasons where talking to Homoto, yay, there's a lot of wisdom that she put into my life, and vice versa. That wouldn't have been possible had I listened to a boy child tell me that you can't be friends with that person. Man, no thanks. No. My weird behaviors that women do that I think are toxic to friendships is being friends with someone that you're envious of. If you want their life, do not be friends with them. Thank you. Being friends with people that you want to be. If you aspire to be that person, hey, don't be friends with them. It's good that there's characteristics that your friend will have that motivate you. Like, my friends are consistent. I'm like, yes, girl, the drive that you have, Bluetooth it to me. My lips, you know yourself. My lips get pandapreneur, and now a panda that girl one inspire. But I don't want to be my lips. Like, I don't look at everything about my lips and say, I want to be like my lips. I love my lips down. My lips, oh, guys, my lips is a phenomenal woman. 10 out of Bona. When you speak about a good woman, Savannah, that's my lips. My lips are such a... Yo, guys, and like, ne? My lips, 10. My lips are such an amazing woman, but never, ever I've never looked at my lips. My lips and I are so similar in so many different ways, but I've never looked at her and said, damn it, I want her life. Because that's just weird behavior. That is weird. Learn to let women shine. Give her her flowers, her compliments, without putting yourself in the equation and saying, yeah, I'm going to be friends with her so I can also get there. No, Chomi. No, that's a networking relationship. It's not a friendship. My lips is amazing. Love the work that she does. Would I ever want to trade lives with my lips? No. Because that's just weird behavior, bro. Like, I love my life. Love your life also. And if you don't love your life, do not befriend people whose lives you want. Because you will hate them. If you never get to a point where you live the life that they're living, you will hate those people and you will drag them through the mud, and that's not fair to them because they were just living their life in peace and you came with your weird expectations and your weird aspirations, and then now this person is a villain because you were hurt. Don't do that. Don't gossip about people. Gossiping is a weird thing. Don't let a man come between y'all. Don't be judgmental. Please, as another girly, do not put yourself in a position where you're going to judge another girly for her behaviors. If a girl comes to you and says that, girl, my coochie stink, don't be like, what kind of girl do you make? Why your coochie stink? No, don't do that. Say to them, my babes, clove. That's actually a free plug, guys. If your coochie ever smells, drink clove water, clove tea. If you have any, when you're on your period and you feel like your period, you don't like the way it smells, clove tea will help you. What is clove tea? I'll put a picture of cloves here. Clove tea, you can put it in any type of tea. You can even do a normal boiling water and put some cloves in there, let it ferment for some time, drink it. I promise you, it kills odor instantly. Like, bona, it will clear up your odor. That's a free plug. I know it works because I've got reviews to say, bait. Ever since I started doing that, wow, my period don't stick no more. Period. But yeah, don't be judgmental. If a girl's coming to you and telling you about weird things that are happening, that Mina, every time I turn to my left, Gapina, like, don't be like, oh my gosh, no, like, girl, I'm just confiding in you as a woman to understand, like, even you as a woman, does the same thing happen to you? Why the judge, Anna? Don't judge. This person looks like you. This person goes through the same processes that you go through. Do you know how heartbreaking it is for someone who looks like you, goes through the same processes that you do, to charge you for something that you were legit coming to them and asking them for advice and help to say, is this thing normal? And then you judge them. You're wrong for that. That's loser behavior. Don't do that. Don't be prideful. If you were wrong in a friendship, you were wrong towards your friend, you behaved in a wrong way, in a malicious way, go and apologize. Do not be prideful. Apologize. Learn to apologize. learn to admit that you were wrong and move on from it, Good things about friendships, to-do list in friendships: romanticize your friendships. The lengths that you go to make sure that your boyfriend is comfortable in the relationship is fine. You spoil him. The lengths that you go to make sure that this man feels loved. Are you going to do the same thing for your friendships? Do you do the same things for your homegirl? If not, this is your sign to start. Do not now come and treat a man oh so wonderfully, but your homegirls can't even say that, oh, she does that for us. No. If you are going to be so, you're gonna cook for your man, you're gonna buy your man gifts, take your man out, spoil your man, are you able to do the same thing for your homegirls? If not, start doing it. One thing my friend and I have done, oh my gosh, my friend, I think my bestie and I, we have romanticized our friendship to the max. There are things that my best friend and I can't wait to do. Like, your friend, I can't wait until we get to this. I can't wait for this, and the third. And it is like, friend, I can't wait for the day we get to take each other out on vacation. Like, girl, yes. We want the same thing for the relationships that we're going to be in, like romantic relationships. But hell, let us start here first. I want the same thing for me and you, bestie. I want us to spoil each other. I don't want to just spoil a man. She doesn't want to just spoil her man. We want to spoil each other. One get. Romanticize your friendships. Like, there's things that if you should be able to go the extra mile for your friend. If you can do it for a man, how much more the girl who has been beside you long before this man even came into your life? How much more? If you're able to apologize in a relationship because you did something wrong, how much more should you be able to do that for your friendship, for your homegirl that you've known longer than this man? You've known your homegirl longer. You don't even know if this man is going to be in your life next year. Apologize and treat your friends well. Romanticize your guys' friendship. Spoil each other. Buy each other flowers. Even if there's no reason, just buy each other flowers, Buy each other lip gloss, whatever it is. Oh, friend, you like lashes? Here, I bought lashes for you. If you can do it for your man, do it for your friends too. Don't just wait for birthdays and celebrations to get your friends gifts. Spoil them throughout the year, throughout your friendship. Like, romanticize your friendship. It keeps friendships alive. Also, have boundaries in your friendships. My best friend and I, 10 years and stronger, we're still going till death do us apart. 10 years of friendship, we have never argued. I came to a realization that we've never argued because we have boundaries in our friendship, and these are boundaries we didn't even have to communicate. Imagine if you have siblings, maybe you have siblings, and if you have siblings and like how irritating it is for your sibling to take your things without them asking you, or just take your things over and over again, how much more will it be irritating if a friend does that? Have boundaries within your friendship. My best friend and I this year, I asked to borrow her lipstick. And as I'm borrowing her lipstick, we're both sitting in the car, and I was like, friend, we actually don't borrow each other's things. And I was like, that's why we didn't fight, because a friend of hers, an ex-friend of hers, she didn't like the fact that, bro, this girl, every time she comes to my house, she uses my things. And I had the same experience where there was someone who I was friends with, and whenever she came over to my house, bro, she was using my things. I was like, but they're not yours. They belong to me. They don't belong to you. And I don't like to share. Thank you. If in your other friendships you guys share, let that be something that you do in your other friendships. Don't bring other friendship behaviors into this friendship. In this friendship here, we do not share. Thanks. But my best friend and I have never had an argument, and we realized that we have boundaries. We're not the friends to be like, friend, nkadime. I feel like when friendship starts to do that, nkadime, borrow me this, borrow me that, friend, things get a bit sketchy, because then umngani wakho uzothatha something and she's never gonna bring it back. And it's like, oh, bro, what? If there's anything that I have of my best friends, it's probably because she doesn't use it. It's probably because she doesn't use it. That's why I have it. There's a lipstick of hers that I have. I only actually had that lipstick because she said, a friend, take it, because I don't even use it. I was like, oh, thanks. But I didn't go to say, a friend, come on, this lipstick. Like, no. So have boundaries in your friendships. Like, let your friends know that I am not comfortable sharing this, and the third. And then move accordingly. Yeah, I think also another thing is, on top of romanticizing your friendships in terms of like doing activities with your friends, tell your friends how much you love them. If you don't, tell your friends how much you love them. In fact, something that my best friend and I have now like been doing, now that we have like more friends in our life, we tell each other every week, every now and then, not every week. I'm lying, we haven't gotten there yet. But every other week, we'll just be like, your friend, you know how much I love you? Like, I'm so grateful for you being in my life. The same way you would do that with your man, you would do that in a relationship and pour out all these words of admiration to your man and say, oh, baby, ever since you entered my life, like, life has just been so easy. Oh my gosh. The same way you would do it in your romantic relationships, do it in your friendships. Like, girl, I love you down. Oh my gosh. Ah. Where have you been? Because where have you been all my life? Because wow, I don't think I could have lived this life without you. Like, what? Love on your friends, admire your friends, tell them that you're proud of them, tell them how much you love them, tell them how much you're grateful for them. Like, love on your friendships, express that love and the value and appreciation that you have for your friends. Like, do that. Like, be mushy with your friends. Like, yes, do it, because that's what sisterhood is about. Because at the end of the day, it is so different and so nice to be accepted by the people who look like you, who go through the same life experiences that you go through, and not just same in terms of we find ourselves in the same situations, but we are changing, our minds are changing in the same way. Like, have someone who you can talk to whose frontal lobe is going to develop the same time as yours. You know, like, it's beautiful to be accepted by people who look like you, you know, people who look like you, go through the same life experiences as you. It is a beautiful thing. It's amazing. It's a desire that every woman has. We love womanhood. It's so beautiful. We love sisterhood. Love it down. But now also, don't go be entertaining people that you actually have no business entertaining. Don't force friendships. If someone doesn't want to be your friend, it is okay. That person is not a villain. Please do not tear that don't tear that person's image down because you had weird expectations from that friendship, relationship, whatever the relationship was. Because it might not even have been a friendship. It might just have been you're an acquaintance and you thought that you were more than that. And now you think that that woman is a terrible person, and she's not a terrible person. You just had unfulfilled, unmet expectations. So that's it from me. Friendship is a beautiful thing, but I think this was just a checklist, a nice guide to just make sure that we're treating our friendships the way we should be treating them, and we're also entering our friendships with the right heart posture. You know, we're not going into friendships envious of people's lifestyles. Yeah, that's it from me. Until the next time you see my face on your screen. Bye.